Hi, boys and girls. We're back to reading Zapato Power. So far, we read chapter 1 and chapter 2. In these chapters, we learned that Freddie here has superpowers. His superpowers come from these special shoes, also called Zapato. And we learned that he can go really fast. In chapter 1, Freddie helped Gio get his ball from the street just in time as a car was coming by. And then in chapter 2, we learned that Mr. Vaslov gave Gio a nice soft beach ball that he could play with. All right, let's see what happens in chapter 3. This was chapter 2. And now this is chapter 3. An on-off switch. The rest of my Sunday wasn't too exciting. We didn't have anything to do except clean the house. I really miss my abuela on Sundays. Remember, Freddie told us in chapter 2, his abuela is no longer around, right? I really miss my abuela on Sundays. When she was alive, we went over to her house for dinner. Now, Mom and I usually clean Claude II's cage. Cleaning guinea pig poop is just not as much fun as eating tamales. And Mom gets cranky when Claude II waddles off his newspaper and leaves tiny presents on the carpet. Get the vacuum cleaner, Mom ordered, scooping up my guinea pig. I rush down the hall, forgetting all about the smoke that comes out of my purple zapatos every time I run. Thanks, Mom said, handing me Claude II so she could take the vacuum. You were so fast, you were smoking. Luckily, Mom cared more about cleaning up Claude II's poop than why I could run so fast. She didn't know about my Zapato power. Mom really already worried enough, knowing I had super speed. And knowing I had super speed and was trying to be a superhero wouldn't make her feel any better. I needed to be more careful. My purple zapatos were just fine when I walked, but the second I picked up some speed, I zoomed off like a rocket. It wasn't just a problem in front of my mom, it was a problem on the playground. How come you turn into a puff of smoke when you run? My friend Maria asked the next day at recess. Super speed is not an easy thing to hide during a basketball game. Come on, Freddie, Hamza said. Don't be a hog. Let somebody else get some points for a change. How do you know it's Freddie? Maria asked. All I can see is a magic wind stealing the ball. I tried to slow down, but my super zapatos wouldn't let me. And my hands were just as itchy as my feet. So here's Maria and here's Freddie. And
with super speed, I was always next to the ball. It was natural to grab it and go for the hoop. That's what a basketball player does. I quit, Geraldo shouted when I got my 13th point. The rest of us don't have a chance.
PE, that's short for physical education, also gym. PE wasn't any better than recess that day. Mr. Gooley, our gym teacher, took us outside to practice the 50-yard dash. Freddie, Mr. Gooley hollered, you can't run across the field before I blow the whistle. It's not fair. Zapato power was the best thing on earth when I was alone. But when I was with my friends, it felt a little like cheating. What's wrong, Freddie? Mr. Vaslov asked me after school on Monday. You've lost your superhero smile. We sat down on the steps of his tool shed. Mr. Vaslov listened carefully as I explained the problem. Your shoes need an on-off switch. Mr. Vaslov patted my shoulder. That's a great idea. Mr. Vaslov stroked his chin, thinking. Now that's the time to add improvement. Now's the time to add improvements while I'm still developing and testing the shoes and trying to make a second pair, I added. Right again, Freddie, Mr. Vaslov chuckled. I still haven't figured out how to make my invention work for anybody but you. But what about controls? Do you think you can make them? I asked. Mr. Vaslov leaned down and touched the silver wings on the sides of my shoes. His face looked like my mom's when she's trying to decide if she can buy new clothes for me. Give me a few days to come up with something, Freddie. I'll do the best I can. And we're going to stop right here. Next time we'll read chapter 4.